We're here at Comic-Con 2014 with The Giver, the gang from The Giver, Lois, Lowry, Jeff Bridges. You two have been with this the longest. You, of course, brought it to life forever.
Yeah.
But it's been a long journey from the page to the screen. And Jeff, you told me you've been at this since the beginning.
Yeah, I think what about 18 years, something like that, 19 years, somewhere
in there. Yeah.
And it started with me. I was looking for a movie to direct my father, Lloyd Bridges, in. And I wanted to make a children's movie, something that my kids could watch. So I got a catalog of children's books, and I saw this wonderful photograph on the cover of a book. It turns out that Lois took this photograph of this kind of grizzled old guy.
You took the photo? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, my dad can play that part.
He could have too.
And he could.
Yeah.
Somewhere in some garage, there is a videotape of me directing my father, and we did the whole book. Bud Cort, who saw the movie yesterday as well,
oh, really?
narrated it, the whole thing. And anyway, I thought it was going to be a cinch to get the movie made because it was such a popular book, and there were curriculums in schools that study.
It builds new fans every generation.
But
of
it turns out, as I found out. Trying to get the thing made, is that it's kind of quite controversial as well. As a matter of fact, Lois and I were just in Vegas at a conference all about banned books. Yeah. So at the same time, while it was taught in schools, it was also banned in
broad spectrum.
So it took all this time, and thank God that Walden Media and Harvey Weinstein stepped up. And
hard to adapt to because it's a fable, and when you put it on screen, it becomes a little more real, right?
I don't know how you define fable, but it is certainly a very introspective
allegorical
book. And everything that happens is vivid, but it's within the mind of the boy. So how do you put that on screen?
Well, let's ask our actors, Brandon and Adea.
This is how.
Yeah, I don't think you probably weren't alive when they began working on this project.
Adea was not born yet,
right.
but Brendan probably had his front teeth missing.
Somewhere, maybe.
You're bringing to life Jonas and Fiona, these two characters who've lived in the imaginations of readers for 20 years now, 21 years. Tell us about what you discovered, what you feel like you added. What was your contribution to this new iteration of The Giver?
Just myself, man. I mean, it was one of the worries and fears that I had on taking on this role was it had such a following already, and obviously the character is very different to myself. But it was very comforting working with Philip and Jeff, who they kind of just said the more you bring to the role, the more real it will seem. And so I guess I kind of just tried to play it real and tried to really find these moments. And
also, he looks younger than he is.
Very boyish.
I'm very boyish. I'm doing pretty good for 35.
Well, I think you just, because in the book I am 12 and in the movie I'm like 17, 18, and I think I just, when you're doing an adaptation, I don't think you have to think of it as your own thing. You're creating a new thing. Of course, the spirit of Lois's book is there, but I didn't want to replicate anything or try too hard. I'm just coming in there and doing my own thing and not thinking about the pressure of not having brown eyes or not having red hair, which I did in the movie, but.
Because you can act having different color eyes, right?
I know, just act hard enough. Act hard enough. You change that eye.
You try hard enough, and they pop into it.
And there's no such thing as hair dye, by the way. Like you can't change this.
Well, have a great Comic-Con. Wish you a lot of luck here and with the picture. And Jeff, you got to find that tape in the garage.
I know it. It'll be a good auxiliary thing on the DVD.
It'd be great to see your dad again. It'd be great to see Lloyd Bridges on screen again. Too.
Yeah,
that'd be real nice. Thanks for hanging around with us.
Thank you.
Great. Well,